hot new color for gardening this season? I don't think you'll ever guess, but there is a guy who knows, and it's our very own Frankie Flowers. You know.
Well, it's something every year that I try to find out about, because there's a Color Institute, a group of people that gets together and decides what the color of the year will be. And all of a sudden that'll extend into gardening and then goes into interior design as well as into fashion. And so in order to try to curate what we're going to put together for plants that we're going to grow, we got to figure that out. But for breeders, which is amazing, a plant breeder has to figure out 5 years in advance because it takes almost 5 years.
How do you even do that?
I know. And then what you do is you look at the council is looking at society. What do people need? What do they need in their lives? And what's going on? And even in politics about color and how color really creates emotion. So this year's color of the year, anybody got to take a guess? Purple. It's ultraviolet. It's
not just any purple. It's specifically ultraviolet, and that is a color that I would not have guessed would be a big color because it's not that accessible.
No.
You know what I mean? Not everybody thinks, oh, I need to get some ultraviolet furniture in my house. Like it's a tougher color, but there's a reason why they've picked it.
And you know what? I think I want you to read this.
Okay, all right, because it's very deep, everyone.
This is what they're saying.
Like, this is from the Pantone Color Institute. All right, they say we are living in a time that requires inventiveness and imagination. It is this kind of creative inspiration that is indigenous to Pantone Ultraviolet. From exploring new technologies in the greater galaxy to artistic expression and spiritual reflection. Ultraviolet lights is the way of what is yet to come. So they're looking at what is happening in society and they're saying this is what people need. Like, this is sort of indicative of what's happening in the world. So technology, inventiveness, innovation, that all comes down to ultraviolet.
And if you look at symbolism with purple as well, it means passion. And I think now is the time where we need people to be even more passionate than ever before. And color does really affect emotion and mood. And I say when you do a design, you're designing a garden. We design a white garden so that it creates that nice reflection at night and a little bit of a calm space. Purple is, well, you said it's not accessible. It can be a difficult color as well, because even when you look at a nice deep purple like this, that deep purple, if it is a dark space, won't show up whatsoever. But then all of a sudden what you do is you use the light purples around it to try to bring that dark purple out, that ultraviolet that's out. And just a little tip, if you ever need a quick little centerpiece and you're someone out there that's maybe not that creative.
Such a good idea.
You can just see, that's just
so he starts with a wreath.
And then I take a smaller one in just to layer it in. And then I went with my purple. Did you see my purple jar?
Very nice.
And just put it in.
And you have a gorgeous centerpiece.
Just easy peasy.
It's like big and bountiful.
Quick.
I love that.
And then that's everlasting. Some of the plants that people are going to really look towards this year. So let's say that you say, okay, and other people say to me, do I have to go on trend? Do I have to use No.
Do what you want to do.
If your plants are living and they're in bloom, people are going to like you.
That's all that counts.
If they're dead, then they're not going to like you so much. This is periwinkle. Periwinkle, which is Vinca minor. This is a popular plant. And not only is it popular because of the color trend for this year, but in a shaded space as a ground cover, this is something that you could totally walk on. It's also can be used in a trailer, in a container. Excellent. Something that I really like at spring, if you want a little ground cover of color that's just going to basically in a rock garden. This is ground phlox.
Lovely.
And this ground phlox, you can see multiple blooms. And a lot of people get excited and they say, I'm going to plant my whole garden in this.
Oh, no.
It blooms for about 3 to 4 weeks, and then it looks like crap.
Don't do it.
So little pockets of this in a rock garden are a good idea. A whole mass planting of this, you'll look like a rock star in early spring, and then people will not talk to you later.
Look at all the purple. I mean, we've got a ton of purple down here. What are these?
This is primula, and if you want something that's really good in a shade garden, this is what I like. In a little bit of a shaded space where you can create that little bit of a meditative area. Primula is something that flowers nice and early on, very easy to take care of, and something that will grow in low light. Can be used in spring containers, early spring containers, because it can take a little bit of the cold. But you're going to notice in accessories as well.
I like the accessories. So what do you use these for?
Oh, that's so if you're going away and you're worried about your plants and you want to water them, that's a water glove that you're going to use.
And of course, so pretty.
Garden gloves now. You're going to see even just things to make sure that you're not going to get sore, because most people have the Garden of Whedon. If you have the Garden of Whedon, you need to be down there weeding with those guys.
That's right. Oh, these are so cool. So go out there for the accessories. If this is your color anyways, I mean, I have a friend of mine who is just all about purple all the time. This is just her year. Or if you want to get on trend, go for it with the ultraviolet. But if not, you stay true to what's good for you.
Yeah, stay true.
Whatever you like in your garden.
That's key. There's no rules in gardening. The only rule is green side up.
Green side up. Just grow it. Yeah. Huge thank you to Sheridan Nurseries for the hot color of the year.